In today's episode, we're going to be talking the 5 highest profit categories of freight shipment items that you can list on your eBay store today and start making money by the end of the month. My name is Max, the reselling consultant, and let's dig in. Throughout this video, we're going to discuss the 5 highest profit categories of items to flip, ones that I've sold in the past and made a couple $1,000s here and there on my eBay store. We're going to talk about how to source these items in your local market, how to negotiate with the buyers in order to get a fantastic price. You don't make money when you sell, you make money when you buy. We're going to lastly talk about how to ship these items. When I first got started, I had no idea how to ship these high profit, really large items across the country. But over time, as I started shipping more and more of these items, I learned. So let's start with how to source these items. I primarily source all these items using a few apps. First app being Craigslist, second app being Facebook Marketplace. And I go on these apps and I search for all of these categories within 50 miles on a daily to weekly basis, depending on how frequently I want to buy them. For example, later in this video, we will talk about kitchen appliances, more specifically, downdraft cooktops. This is an item category that I set up alerts for on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, and when I get an alert for these items, I see if it's a good price, I see if I want to buy it, and if I do, then I start negotiating with the seller. So let's do a little case study here. Here on the screen is a conversation that I had with a gentleman from a while back. I bought this SMA Sunny Boy solar inverter from him. As you can see, this is in my buy box. This is something that I love to buy. I type in that serial number right there, that US 12,000 TL, into eBay and see what has been listed and what has been sold. For example, with this item, when I bought it, there were 0 listed and 2 sold. So I knew that this is an item that sells pretty frequently. So let's start in the negotiations. Right away, I see that I am not using this item. I will not use this item. It has been sitting in storage for years. That is a really good sign to me that the seller is negotiable on his price. So as you can see, I asked him, hey, I can do $800 cash tomorrow. He said, sure, I'm honestly never going to use it. Best part is he lived in Wyoming, which is a 3-hour drive from me. He was driving down to a town 20 minutes away from me where I went to go pick it up. I bought it for $800 cash, and I sold it for $2,039 to a local buyer, leaving me with a profit of $900. Within these 5 different categories of freight shipment items that I love to resell, I'm going to be talking about my 3 favorite brands of each. So you're not just stuck wondering, trying to find one specific item. I'm going to tell you about 3 different brands and what to look out for in each. People all around the world, no matter where you live, are always remodeling, especially in the United States. People are remodeling their kitchens. They get sick of their old appliances. They don't want them anymore, so what do? They put them on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist for dirt cheap. However, just because one person doesn't want them, someone somewhere else in the country doesn't want it either. For example, I recently sold this Jair downdraft cooktop for $1,200. I purchased this locally from someone who was remodeling their kitchen for $100. That was a fantastic margin on my end. It cost me about $300 to ship. After eBay fees, I was left with a $500 profit, and this item only sat for 1 month. So let me talk about my 3 favorite brands to be on the lookout for in this genre category of downdraft cooktops. My first and favorite category of downdraft cooktops to sell is Jair. Jair is an incredibly popular brand. They make high-end cooktops. They retail between $4,000 and $5,000. And when you're selling them on eBay, you're looking for about 50 to 60% of that in used condition. Here on the side of the screen, I'm showing you all these sold comps of Jair cooktops. So be on the lookout for them. Next up, let's talk about this one. Second brand to be on the lookout for in the cooktop genre is Wolf. Everyone knows Wolf as the highest of high-end appliances. So even when their sellers are selling these locally, they're going to price them relatively high in comparison to other cooktops because they know they paid thousands of dollars for these cooktops. But if you can find local cooktops made by Wolf under $800, $600, depending on the model number, you're getting yourself a pretty good deal. The last brand in the cooktop category is KitchenAid. KitchenAid makes a ton of appliances, and you should always be on the lookout for them. Whether it's a mixer, coffee maker, meat grinder, you name it, KitchenAid does it, and they do it really, really well. This is also a brand that a lot of people have, and a lot of people are selling all the time to get nicer stuff. For example, Wolf. So KitchenAid cooktops to be on the lookout for are gas cooktops as well as induction cooktops. A lot of the times, again, remodeling. Hey, let's just throw this up on Craigslist or Facebook for $100. Get it off our hands. We can try and recoup some money. But as you can see, these also do sell for a lot of money on eBay. So let's talk about the next category. The next category of items that I love to ship freight all over the country are tankless water heaters. And we're getting pretty niche down right now because the nicher you go in your reselling business, the more profit you will be able to find. For example, I made a contact with a guy in the Denver area. He's a contractor, so he buys tankless water heaters in masses from the supplier, and the ones he doesn't use, he sells to me, and then I go ahead and resell those on eBay. I've actually sold 6 tankless water heaters in the last 3 months for a total profit of almost $2,400. And though all those tankless water heaters were from the brand Navien, which is by far my favorite brand of tankless water heaters to resell, I can't keep them on my shelves. I've never had a Navien tankless water heater sit for more than a week. If you can find one of these for $800 or less, you're in the money. Second brand in the tankless water heater industry to be on the lookout for is a company called Rinnai, Rinnai. These are items that you can also find on Facebook and Craigslist that contractors or homeowners aren't using. Renai tends to sell really well. The way I like to source these are finding them on Facebook for people who miss their 30-day return window. So like, I just got to make some money back on this. And these are also a very non-competitive market locally. The only people who you're competing for are contractors, installers, or other homeowners. And that tends to be a much smaller market than on eBay, where you're competing with a whole country of installers, contractors, or homeowners looking to put these in their homes. So be on the lookout for Renai. If you can find them new, fantastic. They even sell pretty well used. Last brand of tankless water heaters to be on the lookout for is Ream, Reem. These are not as expensive as a Navien. They're kind of on the same tier as Renai, but you will be able to find large quantities of these. Ream is a fantastic brand in terms of water heaters in general. Most of them, at least where I come from in Illinois, we all had Ream tank water heaters. So they had a full 40-gallon tank. Look for the tankless ones because tankless water heaters in general are going to be much more expensive. Here are some sold Ream comps. Be on the lookout for those. And let's talk about the third category of freight shipment items. My third and favorite category of freight shipment items to resell on eBay are solar inverters. You saw me with that case study earlier make $900. I sold a lot of these this summer and made a lot of money. With today's day and age, everyone's converting over to solar panels, trying to harness that power from the sun, save the planet a little bit. But in order to convert that energy from those solar panels into usable energy for your home, you need an inverter. People tend to have these grand ideas that they're going to build a huge solar grid, live sustainably, and then it never happens. But people keep having those ideas and they keep buying solar inverters. So I like to buy the ones brand new in the box. So let's talk about my 2 favorite brands of solar inverters. So my first category for solar inverters is, like I said earlier, Sunny Boy. Sunny Boy makes really, really high-end inverters from 5 kilowatts all the way down to 12. And as I said, the higher kilowatt, the more money it's going to make. So when you're sourcing items on Facebook and Craigslist, look for these Sunny Boy inverters. You can find them everywhere. Finding a good deal is hard, but use that negotiation strategy we talked about to make yourself some money. These sell quick and they sell for a lot of money. Second brand that I love to resell in the solar inverter category is Solar Edge. You have to be careful with these because Solar Edge does a good job of their packaging. Every inverter comes in the same box, but there are two different kinds. One's a high-end inverter, one's a low-end inverter. So when you're sourcing these, type in the full serial number of the solar inverter you find on Facebook or Craigslist into eBay. Don't shorten it. Type the full one in to make sure you're getting the right product. But look for these. These are easy double, triple up all day on a category 4. Next category of items that I love to ship freight all over the country are van seats. Very interesting as well, but I have made a connection with a Mercedes-Benz conversion company here in the Denver area, and whenever they strip a van of their seats and they don't need them, they're making so much money with these conversions that they just give their seats to me for completely free, and then I go ahead and sell them on eBay. Again, these are items that people don't want. For example, they buy a van with 3 rows of seats, but they want to turn that van into a little tiny home. Guess what? John and Mary in Pennsylvania need a 3-person bench seat because they have 3 kids for their conversion van. Or a contractor wants to fit more guys in his van to take more guys to the job site. So you take these seats from a local market and you put them on eBay for a global audience to see, and these Sprinter van seats go for so much money here. I've made thousands of dollars in the past couple of months just selling Sprinter van seats that I get for free. Another tip here, if you buy something from somebody, tell them what you do. I told this guy, I'm like, hey, I run an eBay store for these types of seats. So now guess what? He asked me, hey, is this worth on eBay? So I sell Mercedes-Benz windows for him. I sell Mercedes-Benz chairs for him. I sell gas tanks for him. And now I work on a commission basis for this guy as well. So tell people what you do. Category number 5 coming in here. We have commercial restaurant equipment. Earlier this year, I bought a Turbo Chef soda oven with my buddies. We paid $300 for it. It sold for $14.49 on eBay, free shipping. It cost us about $400 to ship that. We made around $500 after eBay fees. Again, our margins weren't fantastic on that one. I would have loved for it to be cheaper, but restaurant commercial equipment in general is fantastic. Be on the lookout for the brand Turbo Chef. Anytime you can find Turbo Chef, they are, again, one of the higher end brands. If you ever have a Subway closing down in your town, buy all the Turbo Chefs from them because they can make you a lot of money. Next commercial restaurant equipment brand to be on the lookout for is Deluxe, especially the commercial convection ovens with bread proofers. I know we're getting very, very niche here, but you can use this knowledge that you're getting from this video to go out and look in your local market for items sort of like this. If you're looking for a bread proofer, those tend to do really, really well. I'm not sure why, but they are also very expensive. So Deluxe commercial restaurant equipment to go along with Turbo Chef, very, very expensive, and will make you a lot of money reselling them on eBay. Lastly, and most importantly, we got to figure out how to ship these items. And I feel like this in the reselling community of freight shippers is kind of gatekept. So I'm letting out a little secret here, but I use a software called UShip. Basically what UShip is, it's kind of like a bidding service for your shipment. Basically what you do, you sign up for an account, you go to the UShip software, select get a free estimate. You go through, you have a picture of the item that you're selling. You take that picture, you select LTL freight, used or new goods, put in everything that you can, weight, length, height. Is it on a pallet? Is it loose? I ship most of my stuff loose, and I just wrap it in a moving blanket. Unless it's the cooktops, for example, I ship on a pallet to keep them safer. But UShip is very easy. Once you hit your free estimate, you're going to start receiving quotes. Wait a couple hours, because in your first hour, you're going to get a ton of really, really high offers. But the longer you wait, the lower these offers will become until you find an offer that works for you. And that is a comprehensive guide of how to negotiate, how to source, what to look for, and how to ship. This was completely free. If there's anything you could do, like, subscribe. If you want to book a one-on-one consultation call with me, and I will find you a free flip in your area, just like the ones I found, click that first link in the description. Book a call with me on Fiverr. Let's get out there and make some money. See ya.